So now we're going to start by doing percent. As you can see, we're going to find the percent of 360. We're going to find the 100%, the 14%, the 20%, and the 170%. We have already discussed this in class, and we're just going to go back, okay? So now, in order to find 100% of 360, what should I write here? Do I write this number here? What should I write there? Any volunteers? Go ahead, just give me the number.
360.
So you're saying that 100% of 360 will be 360, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to write it here as 360. So we already have learned about our 100%. I noticed that I have here 14%, 20%, and 170. I want to do first, the first thing I want to do is that I want to find my 10%. If I know that my 100% is 360, who would like to tell me what will be my 10%? What will be my 10%?
36.
How did you find that out? So you're saying, Ms. Venancio, 10% will be equals to 36. Go ahead, explain.
Because you take away the 0.
Okay, so we're getting rid of 1 0. Okay, how am I going to get from my 10%, my 1%, my 100% to my 1%? 1%. I need another volunteer.
3.6.
3. Okay, so then we know that our 1% is going to be 3.6. And how we learn about this? We already. Do you want me to go back into the 1%, the 10%, and the 100%? No, we are fine with that. Okay, so we are fine.
Yep.
Yes. Okay.
You get that.
So now, if I know my 1% and my 10%, I always say we know everything else. We know 50%, we know 20%, we know 30, we know 35, we know all our percents. So I'm going to start, my 100% is done, it's there, it will be 360. So 100% of 360, I know that it will be 360. How would I find my 14%? What are different things that I can do to find my 14%? Let's start with you.
Multiply 1% by 4.
Okay.
3.6 by 4.
So I'm going to multiply, you say, Ms. Venancio, multiply the 1% times 4, let's see, times 4, that will give you your 4%, right?
14.
14% plus. Because
So, and
plus
then, what do I do here?
Times 4.
Times 4. So remember what we learned in class, okay? Remember what we learned in class. 3.6 times 4, I will just do my number line here again. My 3.6. I write my 4 here. 4 times 3, 12. 4 times 6. What is 4 times 6?
24.
Okay, 24. This plus this will be a 4. So now what do I have there?
14 becomes 4.
Very good. So now this will be 14.4.
4.
Is that right? Is that right? Yes? So now, look how my 1% increases to 4%, how my 3.6 increases to 14.6. Questions so far. But did that actually help me to find my 14? Because keep in mind that I'm looking for my 14%. What can I do to find my 14%?
Add,
Go ahead. What I'm going to add?
36 plus 14.4.
So I'm going to add, Ms. Venancio, you're going to add 36 plus 14.4. Why?
Because the bottom is going to be 10 plus 4, and that's going to give you 14.
10 plus 4%, that will give me equals to 14%, right? That will give me equals to 14%. So if I have 14% here, that means that my 14.4 plus my
36.
3.6, right?
What?
Right?
That's
Oh,
1%.
okay, Ms. Venancio, go back. Plus my 36 will give me equals to, go ahead, don't stop. That will be equals to what?
50.4.
So I have here 0. This will be equals to,
11.
10.
I have 36, right? I'm just want to make sure that I'm doing this. So I have here 4. 4 plus 10. Is that right? This will give you a 10. And then I have 4, 5. Is that right? Questions so far? So that means that my 14% will be equal to 550.4. Questions so far then? So now I have my 14%. I'm going to write it here. 14% of 360 will be 50.4. How will I get my 20%? 20%. I haven't heard from you, Eric. Tell me the 20%.
You can multiply the 10% times 2.
Okay, that could be one way. I'm going to multiply. How many of you agree with him? Please say something if you agree with him that I could multiply 10. Yes?
Yes.
10 times what?
2.
So that will give me equals 2. And I'm going, if I multiply my 10 here, I have to multiply the 10 goes to my 36, right?
Mm-hmm.
My 36 times my
2.
2. So now that I know that, I'm going to go ahead and write here my 20%, right? So here I have my 20%. Because 10 times 2 is 20%. So what is 36 times 2?
72.
72.
72%. Are we getting that? Yes? So now what is 20% of 360?
72.
How many of you agree with that? Oh, now, Ms. Venancio, we have 170%. How do I find that 170%? I like those hands. I want to hear from someone that is not raising their hand. Vanessa, how do I find the 170%? What should I do first?
Times 70.
Times 70. What should be times 70?
10 times 70.
Oh, wow. So I have 10 times 7. And then I have 36 times my 7.
D.
So then this is going to give me 10 times 7. You know what? I'm putting it here right now. I have a reason why I'm going to write it like this, okay? Well, my 70 should be before my 100. But I have a reason why I'm going to write it because I don't have the space. Well, my 10 times 7 will be equal to 70%. Is that right? Is that right? And what will be my 36 times 7?
7. Wait, what? 252.
How many of you agree that it will be 252? 36 times 7. Is that right? We have here 7 times 6 equals 2.
42.
7 times 3 equals 2.
21.
Plus 4.
25.
So now we have here 70% of 360 will be 252.
52.
Is that giving me my 170?
Yeah.
Is that giving my 170? Someone say yeah.
Yeah.
Is the 70 the same as 170%?
No.
No.
Yeah.
So what I have to do now?
Yeah.
Add 170 and then add 360 plus 200.
Thank you. Now I have my 100%. I'm going to add this up. And this will give me my 170%. And if I add this up and this up, do your math. Go ahead. What would that give me?
612.
Who has 612? Wow. So did I find my 170%?
Yes.
So now my 170% is 612. Now this is a question that I want to ask. We're not done. What happens? What do you notice with all the numbers that is below the 100%? If they ask you for the 300, fine. 360, fine. 100% of 360, we all have learned already that it will give you the same number. But what about if it's less than 100%? What will happen to your 360?
It would decrease.
It will decrease. Is it decreasing on the 1%?
Yes.
Is it decreasing on the 10%?
Yes.
Is it decreasing on the 14%?
Yes.
So, but what will happen if it's more than 100%, like in this case of 170? What will happen to your 360? what would happen to the 360? It would what?
It would increase.
Change.
It would increase. Do we understand that? You see how the number increases here? Okay? Almost by double the one that we have there, right? Is that right? Yes. Anyone, any questions so far?
No.
No? Are we ready to practice? Yes? So keep in mind, number line. Always first, find your 1%, find your 10%, find your 100%. If you have your 1%, 10%, and 100%, you know all your percents. There will be no problem. Okay? Let's start to practice now.